Okay, hello? Are we live? We should be live. We should be streaming. Live streaming. That's how it is. So, what are we doing today? Agenda. Right now, all right, we're gonna cook some food, and by food, I mean ramen. Okay, we're gonna be making some ramen, etc., etc. Let me pull up the stream on YouTube so I can see what's going on, who's chatting, everything like that. Open it up. All right. And is it working? It is working. So we can hear everything like that. Okay. So, what are we doing? So we just came back from the gym. Let me tie this string on my pants real quick off camera so that nothing can be compromised, but all right. And I guess we can take off this jacket. So, what are we doing right now? Making food, then we have to do dishes, and then we have to wash clothes, and then we're going to be proofreading some stuff, okay? So today you're also going to learn how to proofread stuff with me. This is a grind channel only, okay? Grinders only are welcome in this chat. I need to wash my hands actually. I did not do that yet. So let's do that real quick. You can hear me while I'm all the way over here. So I'm going to turn this on. I'm going to wash my hands, okay? Get some soap going on. Actually, I do think I washed my hands beforehand. Um, but I just forgot. Yeah, I totally did wash my hands beforehand. Because now I'm like going through the routine and I'm remembering I just did this like 10 minutes ago. Whoa. Hello? Oh no. What just happened? Hello? Why did it disconnect? Did it disconnect? No? Should okay. It disconnected on my end, right? Wait. Okay, no. It's still there. All right. So, what are we cooking? What's on the menu? Well, I'm glad you asked, fellow um, fellow person. It's ramen. Okay, we're cooking up some ramen. I can't really show you beyond that much, but we're just gonna leave it at that. So we're not doing the fancy pot boiling stuff, okay? Who needs to boil it in a pot? Well, you've got this. So let's get our chopsticks twisted around, okay? As always, you know when you cook ramen, you gotta twist it around, like so. Mix it around, make sure it's all put together. And then what I like to do, I add the chicken flavoring package right in there. Sprinkle it fairly evenly, like a chef. I put the whole thing in because sodium be damned. I want this thing to taste good. So put the whole thing in, mix it around, and actually I think it's good. I don't think we need to microwave it anymore actually. I like my ramen noodles not undercooked, but right at the point that you would consider them done. I like them at that point. And so leaving it here, it's going to cook a little bit more because the water is still really hot and everything like that. So camera up, back up. Okay. What else? So we just came back from the gym as well. So of course, coming back from the gym, what do you need? Protein shake. All right, I got this. Not sponsored, but if you want to sponsor me, Impact Whey Protein. Okay, we're gonna drop this on in. 2 scoops, of course. So 1 scoop. I like to scoop it up and then just hit it on the side of the bag to get all the extra stuff off. That's 1 scoop. Pretty decent. And then check this out. Wham. 1 scoop, 2 scoops, and me personally, I like to do my protein shakes. So right now I'm in a bulking phase in the gym. So I like to do my protein shakes with milk. And by the way, if you're going to the gym, okay, hot take, not really a hot take. I think everybody who knows anything, okay, about hypertrophy or muscle building will agree that if you're trying to go to the gym for the sole purpose of building mass, getting bigger, building up muscle on your frame, and if you're like if you're like 5'10", under 180 pounds, start that bulk immediately, okay? Especially if you're like, nah, if you're 5'10" and like 170 and under, what the hell are you doing? You need to start a bulk immediately, right now, because the only way that you'll gain mass is from building mass on your frame. Okay, you're not going to go to the gym and magically grow bigger even though you're not putting mass in, okay? Imagine your whole body is a container, okay? And you're trying to fill it up with water, okay? And the way that you're filling it up with water is you kind of keep shaking it around. Okay, this isn't really a good analogy. What's a good analogy? Okay, let me pour this and let me think of a good analogy. Um Okay, let's say you're cooking, right? You're trying to make a soup. Okay, you can't make a really good soup by just having chicken in a pot and then constantly stirring the chicken, okay? Like, you're gonna need to add some water into the pot to make it a good soup, okay? If you just have the chicken there, the only time when you can just turn on the burner and just stir around the chicken in there is if you already have some water in there, so you're making a good soup, okay? But if you're starting with just the chicken and you're trying to put it in a pot and you're trying to stir around the chicken and get all the juices out to make a good soup. If you don't have the water in it, there's no way you're going to get a good soup, okay? So you got to put the water in you, which is all the calories and the protein and stuff like that. All the calories while still hitting your macros, so about 1 gram, 1 gram of protein per pound of body weight, okay? About. You can undershoot it a little bit. It's kind of a leaning on the higher estimate, okay? As long as you have 1 gram per pound of body weight, 1 gram of protein per pound of body weight, and you get your carbs in and you get your fats in. Okay, ketogenic diets garbage. Okay, all these new fad diets are garbage. Carbohydrates and fats and proteins are very important. You need a lot of them. So 1 gram per pound of body weight of protein. Fats, you want to keep it to a minimum relatively, although like going kind of high on fats not too big of a deal. And carbs, you can go pretty buck wild with carbs. You can have as much grams of carbs as you do with your protein. Definitely you can have more, okay? But just make sure you're hitting your protein right. Make sure you're training hard every day in the gym, as Sam Sulek says, okay? Sleep hard, train hard, eat hard, be hard, okay? That's what you got to do, and then you're good. But anyway, that's the gym rant over. Gotta make sure when you use milk. So I use milk just to get like a little bit more calories and some more protein in, because I'm not the richest dude in the world, as you can probably see from my setup going on over here. So I need as many calories in as many spots as I can get it for the value. So just mixing in milk with protein, easy way to add, an extra 100, 200 calories. Easy way to add an extra, how much is this? 10 grams per 1 cup, 240 milliliters. How much is this? This is about like, what? 400 milliliters. So, easy way to add in an extra 20 grams of protein into your drink. So I think 2 scoops is about like what, 32 grams of protein or something? 1 scoop is 18 grams of protein, so it's about 36. Is that right? 18 plus 18, is that 36 or is it like 20? It's 36. Thank God. I can still do math, okay? Um but yeah. So easy way to add in some like 20 more grams of protein on top of 38 grams of protein. Why wouldn't you do it, okay? I have the low fat milk just because it's the cheapest option, okay? Not because I like low fat milk. I like whole milk as well, but whole milk is like $1 or $2 more expensive. I'd rather just get the low fat. Who cares? And I don't want to go too crazy with the fat, because if I go too crazy with the fat, then whoosh, it's whoosh. Okay. Um, okay, yeah, so ramen noodles time. Then after that we do the dishes, we do clothes, and then we review some stuff. So let's do a little. Let me just sit right here actually. Let's do a little family chit chat, okay? How about whoops, Jesus. How about we do a little chit chat by the dinner table? Okay, with nobody. This is where if people were in chat, then I'd be like, "What's up, chat guys? What do you got to say? Let me know. Let's have an interesting conversation." But because nobody's in chat and my face is overexposed like hell, but nobody's in chat, so this is what it's gonna have to be. So what's going on? Um, empty dinner table, or a lot of quiet talkers, a lot of people on their phones at the dinner table. Um, so I'm gonna try not to slurp. I don't want to slurp too much, but like you can't eat noodles without slurping to some extent. So sorry, just gonna warn anybody. I'm gonna just put my mic away when I'm slurping. Hopefully that helps. Now listen, ramen noodles are not they're not the greatest thing to consume, obviously. If you have a choice between like ramen or like white rice, eat the rice instead. It's a healthier source of carbs. I think the type of carb it is, I think the type of carb noodles are, like ramen noodles are just worse for the body. I'm not a dietitian. I'm not a chemist. I'm not a biologist. Okay, I don't know how these molecules and chains and fats and lipids and carbs and complex simple carbs. I don't know how they work. I just know that ramen noodles are definitely less healthy than rice because ramen noodles are hella cheap, and if they're hella cheap, that's gotta come at some sort of price. Okay, you are paying less money at the expense of something, and I think that's your health. But and I do have rice. Okay, I got white rice. What I do is I just make a shit ton of white rice in bulk, put it in a Tupperware, and then just put it in the fridge. And then easy way, easy meals, fried rice, stir fried rice. Okay, get some packets of like frozen mixed veggies, like green peas, carrots, corn, that kind of thing. Throw it into a pan, warm it up for a bit, get your rice, throw that rice in, okay, and then you can put soy sauce, you can put what you can put like beef broth or chicken broth, bone broth, some sort of broth to like kind of rejuice up the rice because the rice is like going to be hella dry when it's left over. Um, and then you can throw in any sort of protein. So you can do scrambled eggs, you can do fried eggs like sunny side up eggs. You can do chicken, you can do ground beef, anything. But that three combo, so the frozen veggies, and you can throw in some other veggies. You can throw in like onions or garlic or like kimchi or sauerkraut if you're feeling fancy, or if you just want like an easy vegetable you can just kind of throw in there. Kimchi, sauerkraut, something like that. And so some sort of vegetable, some sort of carb. So rice is the easiest one that you can make in bulk, or even pasta works, but it's a little bit harder to eat because it's like more of a noodly kind of thing. And some sort of meat, so ground beef, chicken, whatever you have out there. That three, that's all you need, man. That is all you need. Trust me. And then protein shakes to supplement with protein as well. These aren't necessary, but protein shakes are a very easy way. They're expensive to buy at first, but long term you end up saving because in the amount that you would have to supplement with like actual food is more expensive than the powdered straight up protein. Um, so you can probably find like good deals for protein as well. You don't need a fancy protein. Okay, a cheap protein will do. The only reason why I have this specific brand of protein that I do, this impact whey protein, was because there was a deal that was going on. So I got it during a deal. But yeah, so the three things: some vegetable, some rice, some protein, some vegetable, some carbs, some protein. As long as you have those three things, and then if you're trying to gain muscle mass, protein shakes as a supplement, you're good to go, man. That's all you need. With ramen as well, a really good hack for ramen is to just straight up, you can throw an egg in, like a boiled egg or something. Such an easy way to just make like fancy ramen. And if you're cooking over like a stove top, you can just be lazy and you can just crack an egg straight into it. Um, and that's basically is going to be like a poached egg, pretty much. Um, Eggs and ground beef, honestly, easiest forms of protein you can get out there. Chicken is another form, but one, it's a little bit more expensive. Actually, not even a little bit. It's just more expensive than those other two options. And it's a little bit harder to meal prep because with ground beef, what you can do, dude, just turn on a pan, throw a tiny bit of oil in the pan, like a stainless steel pan, tiny bit of oil, medium heat, toss in all your ground beef, just put a ton of seasoning, mix it around, and then just kind of scoop it up to separate it from all the fat that's congealed out. And you got all your ground beef there. And the fat that you have left in the pan, you can actually just like put it in a small container, and that's beef fat. You can just throw that in with your stir fried rice. Easy way to add a lot of extra flavor for pretty much free. So you're using every component of the ground beef. Um, yeah, ground beef and eggs are my way to go. If you're vegan, then I'm sorry, you're gonna have to do like chickpeas, or I have no idea the vegan options. Good luck there. Find some other resource, but yeah. Okay, that's the ramen noodles done. And remember, you always want to put it immediately, just put it in the sink, put some water in it. Okay, let it soak. Okay, it makes washing it a lot easier. Even though water doesn't do anything to the oils that are in the food, it still helps. Okay, it's better than just leaving the oil there to just like do whatever. Okay, oil and water are immiscible. Maybe the water can get on the surface where the oil would have stuck. I don't know. Okay, I'm not a chemist. I'm not a biologist. I'm a physicist, quote unquote. I'm a wannabe physicist who might not even be doing that well in his classes. But you know what? That's not anybody's business except for God's. Okay, that's God's business, not mine. So now that we finished that, we need to do the dishes actually. I was gonna jump straight into working, but I just remembered I need to wash clothes. So that means the audio for when I'm actually working on stuff is going to be garbage. But you know what? That sounds like a problem for you guys, not me. So, let's do dishes. So we all know what's a tenet, what's a key tenet of doing dishes? Okay, say it with me. Detergent. You need no detergent. Is it called detergent? Do you call soap? Do you call like dish soap detergent? No, it's like dish liquid. Okay, the thing says dish liquid. The bottle says dish liquid. Okay, it says dish liquid down there. It's reversed, but come on, just focus, dude. Yeah, dish liquid. Right there. Um, but it's dish soap. So what we're gonna start with, okay, is we have a lot of things in this drying rack. Also, I have a lot of like pots and pans out here. These are all dried up, so we can store it in the oven because this oven does not work. Okay. Also, an Asian family household thing is putting all your like unused pots and pans in the oven. Okay. You open up an oven in an Asian household, it's never gonna be empty. It's always gonna have the giant ass pot that you use to cook shit. You know, all that different stuff. Um, this I don't like these Rubbermaid things because in this little loop, if you're trying to dry it, usually you store it sideways to dry it, right? But then like there's gonna be water caught in this lip, so when you turn it here, it's just gonna drip, and so you need to like just like leave it for a little while to still dry. It's annoying, but anyway. Boom, there's that. These bowls, put the bowls up. This mason jar, put up the mason jar, and boom. Now we have a clear workspace to work with. Okay, this still looks messy. Why does it look messy? Okay, I swear to God, in person, it does not look this messy. Um, one is this towel in the corner. This towel is kind of making things look messy. Let's make it look a little nicer. There we go. Um, what else is making it look messy? I guess this washing machine. Okay, it's undoubtedly it's messy. There's nothing we can really do about it. Just deal with it. Okay, deal with it, loser. Um, yeah. Let's drink some of our protein shake. We gotta synthesize this protein after we worked out to get the gains, okay? Hello? Why did my mic just shut off? That is annoying, first of all. Kind of annoying. You always gotta lick the top. Okay, Sam Solik tip. Because if you don't lick the top, it'll drip on you. Alright. But yeah, if you don't get protein in, the minute after you've finished your workout, count your gains goodbye, buddy. It's all going down the drain. It is clearly a joke, by the way. Okay, if you don't understand my sophisticated sense of humor, that's a joke. And I'm letting the water run for a little bit because it takes a little bit to heat up. Also, I don't pay for water, but I know in California water is like a scarce resource. Whatever, don't get on me, bro. Just chill. Okay, I just want the water to heat up a little bit. Okay, when you're doing dishes, you gotta use hot water. Get all the germs out. Now the water is not hot enough to actually kill any meaningful bacteria. I'm 99% sure, but it just feels good. Okay, it feels good to wash with hot water. Okay, it probably does something to the oil as well, to the grease. Okay, cold water is just not, it's not a nice thing to wash dishes with. So we've got to clean this plate up, okay? Gotta just wash it up, okay? Rinse it off. All right, we just wiped it down with a bunch of soap on our sponge. Now we gotta rinse it off. Rinse off this plate. Okay, all good, all good. And hang it up. Boom. Hang it up. Boom. um, then we'll put some soap on the sponge directly. Lather it up, and we're going to clean the utensils. Okay, so we're going to clean up this knife. Boom, 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 boom. Rinse it off. Boom. Easy. Okay? Simple. Why wouldn't you do your dishes, man? Just do your dishes right after you finish your meals, okay? If you do your dishes right after you finish your meals, your life is going to be better. It's going to be more convenient, okay? You don't want to, unless you absolutely cannot, okay? Unless you, like, literally have a meeting that's starting in, like, 3 minutes, okay? And you can't change the meeting or anything and you have to be there. Then you can wait. But if you have control over your schedule, do it now. Prioritize it highly, okay? Boom, that's that. Toss this out. Put some soap inside of this. Your nose is itching a little bit. Wash this out. Usually with like these plastic Tupperware. So this Tupperware that I'm using is a Panda Express Tupperware. Okay. Because Panda Express is one, expensive, and two, they give you Tupperware that you can reuse. Okay. You gotta reduce, reuse, recycle. And three, Tupperware is like real Tupperware is expensive as hell. Ain't no way I'm gonna let Tupperware that's given to me for free go to waste. Okay, I'm just gonna reuse it. So, but usually with this Panda Express Tupperware, they have like a bunch of decals and like lines in it, so it's hard to get all the oil out. So you kind of have to do like a double wash, I find. Um, and then most of the oil is out. So boom, that's that. Rinse off our hands, turn that off. Dry our hands off with this towel, okay? What time is it? 12:29. Okay, we're on track. We're on track. We are on track. Okay, now we're gonna wash clothes. So let's do that. Let's get the clothes. So I have quite a bit of clothes that I have to wash. Okay, do not judge me. Okay, things kind of just go a little. Things go a little, haywire sometimes. I got this whole stack. Okay, full stack. So what we're gonna do? We're gonna pull out our little washer. Oh fuck! Just got water everywhere. Well, not everywhere, but so we're gonna pull out our full stack. Okay, pull out our washing machine over here because for some reason it drips and we don't want it to drip in a corner that's hard to clean. Okay, we want it to drip so when we put it up, we can just clean it very easily. Okay, so let's now load it. So this is definitely gonna take 2 washes to wash all of this, but we can just throw in all of our clothes. We have to wash quite a bit of clothes today. I think that's it. That's all we can fit in there, pretty much. I think so. Um, so what's the water level? Let's put it at a 6, I think. I think a 6 should be okay with this. Let's get a Tide Pod. Okay, listen. Tide Pods are more expensive than a normal detergent, but a Tide Pod is the most efficient thing because you just use one. Because with normal detergent, I'm not measuring it out, okay? I'm not going to count how many loads all my clothes are and then measure it out and do whatever the hell, okay? But with Tide Pods, no matter what, okay, one gets the job done, okay? That should be their slogan. Tide Pods. One gets the job done. Hire me, Tide Pods. Hire me. You know you want to. Who wouldn't want to hire me as their spokesperson, salesman? That's right. A crazy man. That's who. Okay, the rest of this we're gonna wash later. Um, Honestly, I probably put too much clothes in there. I could have put less, but we'll wash the rest of this later, probably when we come back from lab. Damn, I probably should have washed like towels first, actually. Because I have to wash that too. But I have to also wash bed sheets. I gotta clean the house too. I got a lot to do. Okay, I have a lot to do. That is not a secret. That is not a lie. Okay, I have a lot on my mind. Okay. What are we gonna do now? Now we're gonna be productive. We're gonna get down to business. But what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna warm up some water. Okay, and what we're gonna do? Should I drink caffeine? Should I just drink some tea real quick? I don't know. I don't think I should because I'm not feeling tired and I think I got enough sleep last night. So I don't think I'm gonna make caffeine, but I am gonna warm up some water. Okay, no, I don't have a kettle. Yes, I have to pour a cup of water at a time into the microwave it, and then I can store it in this thermos in which I can drink hot water from, okay? Not everybody has a kettle. Okay, I do have a pot, but that seems very inefficient. Okay, I think a microwave gets the job done pretty efficiently. It doesn't waste because I have like a gas burner stove. Okay, but yeah, but yeah, that microwave for a bit. For now, let's get the other setup going. So now, hey, look at that. We are back in business for Scabadoosh this. And I just showed you all my OBS settings. I don't think that's a problem actually. So, shagaboom. View. Oh, can I view the chat? Let's see. Docs. Chat. Yes, I can view the chat as well. So I don't need to have it opened up on Google Chrome, I don't think. But it's nice to also have it open up in Google Chrome because then I can look at other options as well. Alright, so what I'm looking at over here, okay, what you gotta realize is that what I'm looking at is a debate for a debate competition. And I'm just basically looking through it, and I'm gonna show you the process of how I work on stuff like this. So let's have a new document over here with kind of some info. So this is just how I like to do it. I'll have it down here so you can see it. So I'll make it a little bit larger as well. So I'll say debate, moot. What is it? What is the moot? Right here. Be it resolved that street smarts is better than book smarts. So let's say debate street smarts versus book smarts. Save. Boom. So this is our little moot right here. And so we've got to come up with points for the proposition opposition. Okay, this is what we're doing. By the way, the water has been finished, so we're going to pour that in our thermos right quick. I'm gonna empty out the thermos of all the not hot water that was from the gym. Pour some hot water in this. Shizzle. Warm up another cup. And there we go. Yes, I know it seems very inefficient. I would probably agree with you, but what are you gonna do? Okay, a kettle is like what, $20? $20, man? I'm not spending $20 on a kettle. What the hell do you think I am? But okay, so we're gonna look through this, okay, and we're going to read it, and we're gonna judge it. We're gonna see what's up, what's good. Make this a little bit smaller. Make this a little bit bigger. I could take out that space. So, okay. So, the way that he starts off, education is the most powerful weapon you can use to change the world. Nelson Mandela. Erudite judges were the opponents and members of the audience. We, the opposition, have grown tired of hearing the myth that being book smart that being book smart is not important when compared to street smarts. We can all agree that book smart people create the world we live in. When troubles arise, we look to them for solutions, so it's only fair that we finally give them the roses they so deserve and lay rest to the myth that street smarts is somehow better. Um, this should be a semicolon because you're bringing up a new idea, kind of. Okay, I see what he's trying to go for here. So let's just do this. Let's just critique the essay. So, essay. So the introduction. So I see what he's trying to go for here. He's trying to introduce kind of a let's change the stream title as well. Say UC Berkeley student critiques essay. What should the thumbnail be? Um, essay critiquing. Let's see. Essay critiquing images. Soy face Wojak pointing. We gotta. Okay, so I think you should see what I'm cooking up. So let's let's cook up a thumbnail for this. What should it be? So I have essay critiquing. I have some images pulled up. So I'm trying to think. Polygamy essays, critiquing polygamy and race essays. This is kind of spicy. Um, CAE essay critique. Actually, let's do this. So let's save this image to desktop. Save. Let's. And this is the soy jack pointing that I want. Can I do PNG? Can I get a PNG? Type transparent. Okay, there we go. Save image as. Boom. Got these things. So now what we're going to do, what are we going to do indeed? Let us put these two into a new folder. Let's do Finder, thumbnails. Open up both of these. Not like that. That's not how I wanted to open them. Sometimes preview on Mac like opens it in like perfectly like yes, this is exactly what I wanted. But sometimes it doesn't. It's kind of annoying. So here's what we got. Okay, we got this. Now we've got this. So what we're going to do is we're just going to say, I'm going to block this out. Okay, and then I don't know what this flag is for, so we're going to block out that flag as well. And let's crop this, or let's not even crop it. Let's first, let's just morph it to 1280 by 720. Yeah, looking good, looking good. Okay. Let's get a shape here. Green, maybe red. I'm not sure. Green might work. Let's make the border thicker. That's the thickest it can go. Can we make a... I guess what we can do is we can just copy and paste it. Make this one smaller. And then put it there. There we go. Look at that. Essay critique. Let's grab this guy, I guess. Jesus, that is... Very big. Very high res. Shrink it down. Okay, this is high quality stuff here, man. I don't think you guys realize this. Let's save it and let's do like a big red circle. Or actually, no. This is actually a good thumbnail base. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna keep this thumbnail base. Um, so I'm going to duplicate this and just say this is thumbnail base.jpg. Let me put a star on it so it floats to the top. And then for this one, then we'll do the specifics. So we'll do a red circle. You always want a red circle, okay? Red circle essay critique. Let's copy this guy's hand as well. Whoops. Can I flip it? Is there any way to flip it? I don't know if you can flip it in preview. So I'll just do like a thing that's like breaking out of the thumbnail, okay? Um, and then I'll say certified. Um, whoops. And let's change the text to something funny. Impact? Yeah, certified. Um, underline red text. Certified. Make it big. Yeah. Okay, boom. So that's our thumbnail. So we are going to set that as our thumbnail, okay? That's very funny, I think. And I think once we do this as our thumbnail, change our thumbnail. Thumbnails. Essay critique. Save. Ooh, I should change it to critiques your essay. Yeah. UC Berkeley student critiques your essay. Tell me that isn't a. I don't know why the headset just shuts off randomly sometimes, but tell me that's not a bomb title. Come on, dude. Title and thumbnail, it's all bomb. No, do not discard changes. Why are the changes not being put in then? What the hell? Hello, can it just. Bro, why is it so hard to change the title? Anyway, we got enough. Okay, so. Damn, I wish I didn't have this washing machine running in the background, but you're just gonna have to deal with it, okay? I'll get a little bit closer. Actually, I don't think you can hear it, can you? Let's see. So you can't hear it. Okay, that's great. That's amazing. That's fantastic. All right. So I see what he's trying to do with the intro. So education is the most powerful weapon you can use to change the world. Nelson Mandela. Erudite judges, worthy opponents, and members of the audience, we the opposition have grown tired of hearing the myth that being book smart is not important when compared to street smarts. So if he's trying to go for something like this, what he's going to have to do is he's going to have to mention Nelson Mandela directly. So he'll have to say, like, education is the most powerful weapon you can use to change the world. Erudite judges, worthy opponents, and members of the audience. This quote from Nelson Mandela. Nelson Mandela. Let's see. What was Nelson Mandela? Um, Ooh, it would be good if we could show that Nelson Mandela did not just have education, like in a formal sense, but he also meant street smart. So, education is the most powerful weapon you can use to change the world. Nelson Mandela. Erudite judges, worthy opponents, and members of the audience. So we can say something like, when Nelson Mandela spoke these words, he did not just mean education in a sense that memorizing formulas in math class, and balancing, is it balance sheets? Is it a balance sheet in accounting? Is it called a balance sheet? Yeah, balancing balance sheets. When Nelson Mandela spoke these words, he did not just mean education in a sense that memorizing formulas, what is it? Memorizing formulas in math class and memorizing formulas. Y equals mx plus b. That memorizing y equals mx plus b, balancing balance sheets and accounting would change the world, but rather, okay, was Nelson Mandela street smart? Oh, let's see. Okay, I'm doing research right now. Actually, okay, I should also show this on stream, I guess. Um, so let's consolidate all these tabs that I'm Googling on right now. We'll have this on the side. What else? What else? What else? This on the side, this on the side, and this on the side, and this, I guess. So let's collect all of these, and let's bring it onto this page. Boom. Okay, so now that we have it on this page, bro, YouTube is just stupid, bro. It's not loading at all. It's not loading ever. It doesn't want to load. That's okay. But okay. All right. So the one thing that I googled was Nelson Mandela street smart, and then this Quora came up, and it's like the people he came from are said to have an IQ of only 54 to 70. Okay, this is just a completely baseless, like, dumb. Who is this guy? Michael Baker? Okay, he doesn't know anything. Okay, whatever. So, Chat GPT bot? Are you kidding me? So what I'm trying to look up now is some authoritative source that can comment on whether or not. So I see something that's saying that Nelson Mandela is an emotionally intelligent giant. So that's EQ. So what? So this the whole moot here is that being book smart. What is it? Be it resolved that street smarts is better than book smarts. Wait, what? Prove why being book smart is preferable over being street smart and present evidence on the many ways book smart people have improved in the world. Oh, damn. Oh, no. Oh, no. I was looking at the. Oh, no. Damn. Okay. I misread. Okay, so we're supporting that book smarts is very important. God damn. Fuck. Okay, because I was gonna go with like the lens of like education is the most powerful weapon you can use to change the world. Um, shit. Okay. Um, okay. So for the proposition, I guess this is a point that the proposition could use is that um, book smarts does not necessarily include emotional intelligence, which is vital to forming connections with people and actually communicating and affecting change in the world. No amount of knowledge. Well, let's say the smartest man and smartest person in the world with all um, who cannot communicate or get along with anyone will be a million times less effective as someone of average intelligence but is able to communicate his ideas and push forth some sort of pragmatic change through compromise and teamwork. But then in opposition to that, what can you say? Book smarts in developing book smarts, you don't just learn formulas and fun facts, but you learn the method in which to think logically and engage critically with new ideas that are completely foreign to you. In a world where we are so connected with one another, and in a world that seems more polarized than ever, these important thinking skills, critical thinking skills, are 100% necessary in the world we live in. Just look at the pandemic and everything that happened there. You say street smarts would have been better? In that situation? Okay, so these are like two big points I can think of right now. Um, so for this debate, I'm thinking the proposition can probably say something like, so let's move this up here. These are like main points. So the proposition can probably say something like, well, if you're learning something like book smarts, that's not necessarily going to if you learn something like book smarts, that's not necessarily going to help you when it comes to like connecting with people and stuff like that, which is true. There are a lot of book smart people, okay, that are incredibly intelligent, but they suck ass at actually communicating their ideas with other people, or they're like way too up their own ass to like just use like human language to communicate with one another, like rather than being like, oh, did you know the TPMD when it goes into second phase of blah blah blah, it does this and that. Like instead of like talking like they just have to talk like that. They can't just communicate in like a way that's more simple, um, and much more effective that gets across the idea because they're like Well, not necessarily are they like too like conceited or like narcissistic. It doesn't have to be that. It's not always for like some sort of like negative reason, but sometimes it's just like when you're in a field for so long that's like so specific. Um, Eventually you're just gonna get lost in the weeds, or you're gonna get a bit disconnected with what the common person kind of knows, like the knowledge of the common person versus like the knowledge that you have in your very specific field. Necessarily, you'll start to lose that as you become better and better, and as you get more specific and focused in terms of like what you're studying. So it's not always attributed to malice, but um, that's something that definitely like book smarts cannot get you. Like it can't get you likability and like being able to communicate with others. But in terms of book smarts, one thing that book smarts is essential for book smarts, we'd have to define what that is, of course. But one thing that book smarts is essential for is for forming some sort of logical, coherent argument. So having a set of premises that from it you can build a logically sound conclusion. That is something that is very important in book smarts that you can't get if you're learning in street smarts or like more like intuitive. Um, I'd say book smarts is probably like IQ, street smarts is like EQ. If we wanted to make it very simple. Um, so yeah, so these are kind of the big points that I think a good proposition would bring up that point, and that like book smarts does not like teach you very important like people skills, but then a good opposition would bring up the point that while that is true, you can see to it. While that is true, book smarts does teach you something that is more important. That so before you can start to think about communicating ideas effectively to someone, you have to have the means by which you develop very sound and coherent ideas. Logically coherent ideas. Okay, that's about that. Yep, 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 yep. Okay, so now you kind of have to change this up. So erudite judges were the opponents, members of the audience. When a man like Nelson Mandela spoke these words, we can say Nelson Mandela. Um, so I don't actually know what Nelson Mandela did. Sue me, okay? I was really young when Nelson Mandela was famous. I don't know what he did, so let's just Google what were Nelson Mandela's accomplishments. When a man like Nelson Mandela for peace, laureate for peace. We can just say when a Nobel laureate for peace. Just had to adjust something real quick. Okay. So Nelson Mandela is known for several things, but perhaps he is best known for successfully leading the resistance to South Africa's policy of apartheid in the 20th century. What exactly is apartheid? Governs the relations between South Africa's white minority and non-white majority. Okay, okay, okay. Okay. When the leader apartheid, when the leader behind the resistance against apartheid, a Nobel laureate for peace, visionary this time, says that education above all else is our greatest weapon. Okay, education is the most powerful weapon you can use to change the world. Nelson Mandela. Erudite judges, worthy opponents, and members of the audience, when the leader behind the resistance against apartheid, a Nobel laureate for peace, and a visionary during his time, says that education, above all else, is our greatest weapon. That education stands above all else. Talking about. We, the opposition, have grown tired of hearing the myth that being book smart is not important when compared to street smarts. We can all agree the book smart people create. Okay, what is he going to talk about? Prove why being book smart is preferable. Present evidence. So what does he talk about? Okay, sure. My friends, book smart people work hard to provide us with the communities. Okay, so this is the introduction, right? So education is the most powerful weapon. Erudite judges, worthy opponents. So this is our introduction. So I'm going to highlight this in green. This is our introduction, right? Oh, I guess I'll highlight it in orange. Usually I use orange, but there is no orange here. Where's the orange, man? Hey, man, where's the orange? I guess we'll do gray? Nah, that seems like... What is an introduction? Purple? Blue? Let's do blue. Blue seems pretty like, oh, it's an introduction. So we, the opposition, have grown tired of hearing the myth that being book smart is not important when compared to street smarts. We can all agree that book smart people create the world we live in. When troubles arise... Okay, so this is like the thesis, I guess? So this is kind of where he should bring up his thesis, where he's talking about not necessarily the thesis, but very close to it. So we'll do it in yellow. He should be at this point. He should be like setting up the stones for which he's going to build his entire, for which he's going to introduce his thesis off of. Um, so we, the opposition, have grown tired of hearing the myth that being book smart is not important when compared to street smarts. Book smarts. Bro, why does this mic turns off like every 30, 15 minutes or so? Is really annoying. Jesus. I don't know how that can be changed. Why does it auto turn off? I don't get it. But anyway, um, this part that you can rest assured that he knows what he's talking about, this can be edited a bit, so let's highlight that in red. Well, okay, but yeah, let's highlight that in red so we know to change it. Okay. Booksmarts has created Booksmart people have created the world we live in. So what are examples? Examples of people that arguably make the world what it is. Physicists, economists, um, we could say academic researchers in biology slash chemistry, economists. Who else? Who else? Who else? Who else? The economy is pretty important. Hmm. It's getting kind of dark. We should turn on the light so you can see me better. Look at that. Um, let's think. Okay. Let's think. We can all agree that book smart people create the world we live in. When troubles arise, wait, book smart people have created the world we live in. During our toughest times, we turn to them. Turn to them for solutions. Suggest. False. But harmful to our society. Adding in a little bit that like kind of like makes it more like, whoa. Maybe not. Maybe you don't want to do that. Whatever. But so book smart people have created the world. We, the opposition. Okay, so education is the most powerful weapon you can use to change the world. Nelson Mandela. Alright. Judges were the opponents and members of the audience. When the leader behind the resistance against apartheid, a Nobel laureate for peace, and a visionary during his time, says that education stands above all else, you can rest assured that he knows what he's talking about. We, the opposition, have grown tired of hearing the myth that being book smart is not important when compared to street smarts. Book smart people have created the world we live in during our toughest times. And during our toughest times, we turn to them for solutions. So to continue propagating this myth that street smarts is somehow better is not only false but harmful to our society. Okay, sure. We can highlight this. Boom. Today, my team and I stand together in firm opposition of the moot quote, be it resolved that street smarts is better than book smarts. I, as the first speaker of the opposition, I guess he can do that. I, the first speaker of the opposition, will define key terms within the moot, prove why being book smart is preferable. Prove why being book smart is preferable over being street smart, and present evidence on the many ways book smart people have improved our world. My second speaker will speak about our dependency on book smarts. Third speaker will provide proof on how book smart people have boosted economic growth and the country's development. Okay, sure. This is kind of, so this is his thesis right here, and then this is kind of like bonus stuff, so we don't really need to focus on this. This is kind of his thesis right here, pretty much. Could probably be more specific here. Define key terms within the mood. Okay, so that's just definitions and stuff. Unequivocally prove why being book smart is preferable over being street smart. Okay, so we'll have to revisit this thesis, I guess. But okay, this is definitions. So let me first highlight keywords within the mood. All my definitions will be taken directly from the Collins Dictionary. Book smartness is having a good understanding. Book smarts is having a good understanding of academic and theoretical matters. Okay. Define book smarts. Where is the source? That's really annoying that if you highlight something, it'll just take you to the page for that. That's really annoying. Anyway, if I was editing this person's page or whatever, this website's page, I would just take away that feature. That is a horrible feature. Take it away, please. Please take it away. Who needs that? Okay? Okay, book smart. Having a lot of academic, I was never book smart, I'm money smart, makes me more intelligent. Book smart. Having a lot of academic knowledge learned from books and studying, but not necessarily knowing much about people and living in the real world. We can work with this definition. So let's go to the essay. So introduction. Okay, definitions. Oxford Dictionary. Book smart. Having a lot of academic knowledge. Okay, that's that. Collins Dictionary, so this is what he used. Having a good understanding of academic and theoretical matters. Okay, I kind of like this. This is a good definition too. Collins Dictionary. Book smart. I think this is good. This is a good definition. The Oxford one is a little bit too negatively framed, probably. But this Collins one is fine. Oh shit, it's almost 2, right? Damn, it's almost 2. Okay, I'm gonna have to continue this later. Because I've got to go to lab. Okay, we'll continue this later. I'll stream again later. But yeah, we'll jump back